Happy 4th of July, USA. I'm not one to celebrate the 4th of July, not since I've been an adult. I haven't been to fireworks in a long time, and I haven't been able to really hop on the nationalistic, jingoistic bandwagon for decades. But I find it particularly galling this July 4th, 2023, that there are Americans anywhere celebrating anything. While the news media reveals to us that every day social conservatism is reaching its tentacles across our nation, driving its tendrils into the very heart of our ideals, warping how law is used instead of to help people, to harm them. How a minority of fascists have taken control. 71% of Americans believe that abortion rights should remain legal. 71. That means that 29% of the people have seized power. That's not a movement. That's not the will of the people. That's a coup. When a minority takes over, that's bad. And that's what's happened here. Social conservatives are attacking women, their very right to control their own bodies. They're attacking minority groups, black people, brown people, yellow people, red people. They're attacking trans people because it's the smallest minority, and it means that they can get that thin end of the wedge right in there, help them to gain traction for their cause. They're going after gay people. They're going after drag queens, probably the most harmless group of people on the goddamn continent. Why? Because they look different. Because they don't act like them. Because they fall outside their very narrow parameters of straight, cis, white, Christian, mostly men. If you don't fit into that demographic, you're not fully human to social conservatives. I can't stress that enough. They don't see you as people. So don't be shocked when they demonize you, when they degrade you, when they vilify you, when they use the law against you, when they attack you in the streets, when they kill you. Because they will. Because the system is allowing them to get away with it. And we can fight back. We can vote for the right folks. I realize our system is rigged against us in that regard, but we can keep trying. We can keep putting more and more Democrats in power until we weaken the GOP to the point where maybe we can get the laws switched back to the way they were just a few decades ago. In the year 2000, the world was a much rosier place than it is right now. That's kind of sad. And then we elected a black guy. And then they started crawling out of the woodwork because there was a black guy in office. And they just began to steamroll that racism until they put a fascist into office. To give you some context of just how racist Turnip is, the Nixon administration sued him because he was too racist. The Nixon administration. Just imagine how racist you have to be for Nixon to care. So I'm not seeing a whole lot of reasons to celebrate today. I know Tuesdays are usually when I throw up some kind of random thing, a book review or a movie review, or every other week I put up crafting videos. And I love doing those things. I love crafting. I know that lots of folks don't watch them. They probably don't watch them to the end, and I don't care. I enjoy making them. I enjoy the process. Today is not a day for making stuff. Today is not a day for enjoying my skills. Today's the day for you and I to decide what we want to do. Do we want to live in an America where fascists control? Do we want to live in America where women can't decide what happens to their own bodies, where black people are executed in the streets, where minority groups are thrown into prison for the same kind of crimes that white people commit, but they're thrown in there because they're over-policed and they're over-judged, so they get longer sentences? Do we want to live in America where trans people are being attacked everywhere? There have been 100,000 trans people in America that have had to move from where they lived to someplace else for fear of their lives so they can access the medical care that they need to stay alive and stay sane and stay whole. They are internal refugees, and we have let that happen. 3 of my favorite words in the whole world are we the people. We the people. I think that we forget that sometimes. That means everybody. And I don't want to strip the civil rights and the human rights and civil liberties away from the red caps. I want them to be able to enjoy them. But I want them to be able to enjoy those things in a system that protects everyone, not just them, where everyone is protected under the law equally, regardless of your ethnicity or gender or orientation or how you look or how you vote or how you worship or what you read or who you talk to. I want to live in a nation that applauds drag queens rather than Proud Boys. I love the mental image of drag queens triumphing over Proud Boys because I gotta tell you right now, drag queens are braver, stronger, and more worthy of our respect than any Proud Boy that ever crawled out from underneath their fascist rock. So are we going to sit by quietly and let the fascists control the world? Or are we going to say no? If I may quote Steve Rogers, it is our job to stand by the river of the truth and plant ourselves like a tree and tell the world, no, you move. And that's where we are. Someday, hopefully, people will look back on this era and they're going to ask, where did you stand when the fascists tried to take control of the world? What did you do? And I don't want people making up stories of how great and brave they were when in fact they weren't. I want people to tell the truth, to say exactly what they did or what they didn't do. Stand up, America. Fight for your rights and fight for the rights of every other person in this nation. We the people can prevail.